I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kind of like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box with our own.
Yo, what's up, broskiis? Keanu coming at you with the new deck profile today. Dinomorphia. It's a deck that I've had on the channel before. I've played a couple different variants. Branded variant, Dino, the little Lost World, Dinomorphia list. But today I'm bringing you a pure list. I know we have some new support dropping. This is a deck that I've been a fan of since the drop. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Before I do, like the video, comment down below what you would change. As this being a pure list, I know there's a lot of purists out there and y'all might have a lot of different like tech options, stuff like that. So let me know in the comments, and please subscribe to the channel, get us to 1K. Without further ado, let me go ahead and get into this. Triple Theresia. So normal special, she just sets Dinomorphia trap direct from the deck. If your life points are 2,000 or less, she'll go up to 2,000. When she's destroyed, you just banish trap, special summon the other level 4, which would be Diplos. The Diplos is actually the trash one. On normal special, he just foolish barrels one. So not that great. And he also, if your life points are 2,000 or less, he pings you for 500. He also has the same effect as Therizia. If he's destroyed by battle or card effect, banish trap, special summon the other one except Diplos. And then lastly, for the Dinomorphia or Dinos, miscellaneous source. I believe in the pure list you should play Misk, just because it it protects your dinos, it protects the big ones, stuff like that. It's easily searchable, but I just, single copy, of course. Next up for the hand trap, Bestial Magma Mutt. Of course, everybody knows what these cards do by now. Target a light or dark monster in either graveyard, banish it, and if you do, special summon this card from hand. This is a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. The best effect, obviously, is adding a dragon at the end phase, which you would normally go into Druid's Worm. Druid's Worm is your free send of the deck. Of course, same stipulations, special summon it, just target a light or dark. If this card is sent for the field to the grave, it just sends one of your opponent's monsters. And then one Sarnier. Sarnier is like the worst one as like a splashable like hand trap engine, but you can still search it off Magma Mutt. If you were to have like access to both of them already, just search it. It's fine. You'll never dump the trap like the branded the Bestial Monster branded spell trap, but it is what it is. Lastly, for the hand traps, well, the monster hand traps, 2 Saravis, the Ancient and Ascended. This is basically to ensure like stuff like your Therizia goes through, because when your opponent well, that's the special summon effect. Basically, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster you control, quick effect, and you discard this card, negate the activation. So it protects those plays from going through, because you don't want to end on a board of like Therizia pass, especially if someone hits you with an imperm. That's kind of like, you'll probably get your, probably get blown out, honestly. But next up, sorry about that, I dropped a card. Triple Fossil Dig, searches you any dino in the deck. Increases your chances of obviously grabbing Therizia first turn, which she's the life of this deck. It's Rhoda at 3, why not? Double Super Poly for the last 2 spells I play in the deck, just because it counters a lot of the rogue matchups, counters a lot of decks. It just adds that extra punch, just like the Bestial engine does. Next up for the traps, I play triple Dinomorphia Frenzy. This card's insane. During your opponent's main phase, pay half your life points if you summon 1 Dinomorphia monster from your extra deck, using 1 monster from your deck and 1 monster from your extra deck. Just card's insane. This is the best one, but I do max out on Domain as well, because you can use monsters you control, as in from your hand, deck, and or fill as material. And they both, if your life points are 2,000 or less, you can banish these cards and you're protected from like effect damage for that turn. And then lastly, for Dinomorphia traps, currently until we get the new stuff, Dinomorphia Sonic. This is just a spell trap negate by paying half your life points, and you destroy one of your Dinomorphia monsters, which is usually fine, because if you have some loaded in the graveyard, they just replace themselves. And then you can banish this card from the graveyard, protect yourself from battle damage for that battle. Next up for the support cards, Solemn Judgment, of course. Just says no, protects your back row, protects everything. Just blanks out summons. It's an incredible card. One of the most powerful cards ever printed. I'll follow it up. Triple Solemn Strike. By the time you get to spamming your extra deck, getting some like Stealth Bergia out, for example, these cards become super free. Solemn Strike, I know a lot of people aren't so sure about this card because it's weird increments. Solemn Judgment is always more free because just pay half. It's always live pretty much. Solemn Strike's a little different by paying 1,500, but with this deck, like, you can definitely max out on both of them, I believe. Next up for the traps, Infinite Imperm. You already know, helps with a lot of rogue matchups. Also helps with that flu matchup that it seems like half people are playing flu, half the people are playing like tier right now. So it really helps counteract that. Double Ferret Flames, just shuffle your opponent's board back into the deck, because by the time you activate this card, your life points are probably pretty low. So this card's incredible, and it was recently reprinted in the Crystal Beast structure deck, so it should be super affordable. I think at one point when this deck was kind of announced, the price started creeping up. But outside of that, last two for the main deck, 2 Trap Trick, searches you any trap that will searches you your life cards of the deck, like Frenzy, stuff of that nature. That is it for the main deck. I didn't go like too crazy in depth, but that's what it is. Excuse me. For the extra deck, Dark, super powerful Dark, Link 2 extra deck card. Triple Dinomorphia Rexstrom. This card is a skill drain. When it's destroyed, it replaces itself. It does everything you need. You can pay half your life points, make the attack of all your opponent's cards like equal its attack, and then so as long as like your opponent's all monsters that equal your opponent's life points are greater, is blanked by the skill drain. So by making it all your opponent's monsters equal your life points, it's gonna always be a skill drain. Next up, Ketragina. I run triple of them actually. I just maxed out on these just because the rest of the deck, a lot of the deck is like super poly targets and then like stuff like this. But Ketragina is amazing. You can go to Domain, go into Ketragina, copy the Domain, and then just keep fusion summoning. So a lot of turns, even like the worst turn 1 board setup or your opponent's beginning main phase setup would be Ketragina, Stealth Bergia, and then when Stealth Bergia's on the field while you have 2,000 life points or less, everything's free. All your traps are free. All your Dinomorphia cost is free. Paying half, like, no longer is relevant. And then when your opponent special summons a card, you can burn them for that card's attack. And every single one of these replaces himself. These replace with level 4 or lower, I believe. Yeah, even this Rexstrom can bring back Ketragina or Stealth Bergia as long as they've been summoned properly, of course. But extra deck super powerful. One Tritravertum, because this card's hilarious. This card like won me like 2 matches at regionals. Not with this particular deck. When I was running Scareclaw, I was super poly main. I was sucking up like a lot of boards because all it requires is 3 dark monsters, 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, 1 Mud Dragon of the Swamp. This is a incredible card, of course. Currently, right now, I have 2 Wallow, founder of the Drudge Dragons. So I will cut this down to 1. I have my Garua in a trade binder, and I have like 2. I have 3 copies total. 2 is like in 2 different decks, and then 1's in the trade binder. I need to put 1 in here, but that's pretty much for this. But Wallow is a pretty crazy card. That's it for the extra deck. What I will show you real quick before I close out is like potential like options, just in case you don't have like exactly these cards I've listed. A super budget friendly card for you would be Lord of the Heavenly Prison. I've thought about even siding this. I've thought about maining it, but it basically protects your back row. It was recently reprinted in the tins. Additional copy of Sorneer. Like if you don't have like the higher end, like the Magma or the Druid's Worm, you can like max out like on Sorneer, DD Crow, stuff like that. This one is in my side. Excuse me, just in case I feel like I need more of that type of punch. An OG card in this deck list is Skill Drain, just because you have, like, you know, you could have like a 4K Ketragina. It's just pretty crazy, and it like blanks a lot of decks right now. So triple Skill Drain is pretty crazy. You can even main it if you want to. I just side it, and then I saw a lot of like some people like tech Compulse as a an option, little tech option, because you can get rid of like stuff like Kid Kalos just by shuffling it. Well, basically to return it to the extra deck. I thought that was a neat little tech, because by destroying it you aren't really doing much, or you know, they normal summon a card, you just pop back to their hand, so stuff like that. But that's pretty much it for this one. Like I said, like if you like this video, comment down below what you would change, especially this being like a pure version. Subscribe to the channel, get us 1K, and we'll see you next time.